You're listening to Rodney Rogers Outdoors Radio, where we turn it upside down and look at the outside from the inside out. It's safe, it's legal, and we're having a blast. So put your shoes on, my friend, because we're going outdoors.
Welcome to Rodney Rogers Outdoors. I am Rodney Rogers. That right there is my partner, Coach Ease in Crime.
What do you want to do tonight?
Let's talk tech.
That's a pretty cool video there.
What do you think about that, Mike?
We could have some fun with that thing.
Mike the Man Coy himself. How are you, brother? Yes, we could.
I'm good. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday to you. Happy vacation day.
I needed this.
Amen,
Sometimes
man.
it really does feel like it's our only hour
Sometimes it is a download.
Shut
it really
her down.
is. Just to forget about everything and just talk whatever.
Join us, will you?
Yeah, hang out with us.
Yeah.
You can reach us in a couple different ways. One is you can see it right there on the screen. Plow, somewhere around. Oh, pow, I bet it's right there. You can hashtag us at hashtag RROR, or you can give us a call at 262-345-7763. You can reach us there. You can also text us right there from this number in this area right here.
Texas.
Text.
Oh, text us.
Texas. You can test us. That could get crazy there. You can reach us there. You can, my gosh, there's so many different ways to get a hold of us. We're going to be talking about tech a little bit later. So basically, we want to hear what you use and what tools that are, absolutely imperative. Is there an app? Is it your phone? Is it Google Maps? Well, I mean, there's just so much. And I'm going to be showing off a couple things that I got. That's pretty cool. One, you saw at the intro of the video. We're going to be talking about that a little bit and why I'm doing what I'm doing. Like I said, if you watched my Facebook post, I'm trying to get a little bit scientific. With the water low, I want to see what's going on. So that's how you can reach us. And now we get to talk about our weekend, Mike. How was your weekend?
I was down in
South Florida again?
I was in Melbourne.
Oh, you was in Melbourne? I was in Melbourne.
I believe you were in Melbourne. We must have just missed.
Oh! Did you have a show in Melbourne?
We did, yeah.
Then how did I miss that? If I'd have known that, I was right there.
And you know what? We found
2 days in a row, as a matter of fact. Both days I fished out of Melbourne.
Well, here something interesting.
I do.
We found a new favorite restaurant. You know where?
Right there at the boat ramp.
Nope.
Where?
Better than that.
Where?
Right across from Black Dogs at Ocean 302.
Oh, no way.
Phenomenal.
No kidding.
We ate there both nights.
I'll be dang. I was right there at Black Dog Baits getting my bait for fishing. So we were this close, Mike. We were right there.
So if you're down by Black Dog Baits, Ocean's 302, literally right across the street. Same guy who owns that grocery store.
Yeah. I've eaten in that grocery store. I've had sandwiches.
I've eaten with you in that grocery store.
That's right. That's where you and I ate.
Yeah.
So he opened that restaurant. I'll be dang.
It's phenomenal.
Ocean's 302.
Yep.
Man.
It's
you know what? That's what I like. When you guys go out of town, you always find, your wife has that
can't wait to go back.
impeccable taste of
it's good.
Finding those phenomenal restaurants. So
you will be there at some point, you and I. I mean, because it's good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll definitely.
So anyways, I was in Melbourne. So tell me about the weekend. I saw a few not a lot of
it wasn't a lot didn't
words
happen.
out of
you. I tell you what happened. We had some we took some friends from the show. They wanted to learn how to run their offshore boat. They bought an offshore boat.
That was this weekend?
That was this weekend.
Okay.
So I kind of watched the waves, and last week we were supposed to do it on a Friday. I was taking Friday off to get them, but it turned out to be just horrible weather. I mean, this wind right now has all the boat captains with their boats parked. I mean, it has me canceling trips, by the dozen. We have 5 trips booked this month, and we have not taken one out. Excuse me, we've not been able to take one trip out. It's just that windy.
Wow.
So, and it doesn't look good for this weekend. I just got Captain Chris just, texted me today. He says, man, this weekend's not looking good. And I've been watching it as well on the NOAA weather reports. And I will tell you this, if it's 3 to 4 foot seas and they're fine with going, we're going. I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to get any better than that. But we went out Saturday morning, and it was supposed to be 3 to 4 foot seas, 9-second dominant, period. So, which is not horrible. I mean, it's not the nicest, but it's not horrible. I've caught tons of fish in 3 to 4 foot seas. But coming out of the inlet, man, it was 7-8, and it was just a rough ride. So we were trying to get past
Really?
where the 7 and 8s were, and it just wasn't going away. So the farther we got, I mean, it got a little bit better, and I knew if we could manage to get 8, 10 miles, 12 miles out, we might not be so bad, but we just never made it. He had an engine, one of his 2 engines went down, so it just made it compiled the problem. So we had to flip around, come back, and call it a day.
Well, you made the right move, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, no doubt. So on my way home, our buddy Manny calls me and says, "Hey man, I know you're going offshore today, but it looks like the weather, if you don't go, let me know." So I called him back and said, "Hey, I didn't go." He goes, "We're fishing in Melbourne. I want to run the boat. It hasn't been out in a while. Let's go to Sebastian." I said, "Dude, I'm almost in Melbourne." So, I went to
cool.
Academy there, bought me a new rod. He made me spend a lot of money before I went fishing. I wanted a new rod anyway. I don't have a big 6500 for offshore. I don't have an open face.
Okay.
For offshore, meaning you want something 5,000 or bigger. 6,500 is probably, honestly, the lowest you want to go. 5,000 is okay. And then a big heavy rod for dropping jigs or, throwing mahi, and it holds a lot of line. I put a full 300-yard spool on this thing, so of braided. I put on 50-pound braid.
So did you have any luck with Manny out there?
No, we didn't have any luck. Wind was bad. We did get stopped by the FWC.
Oh, really?
Yep, I learned some things.
Very nice. He said, "Glad to meet you. We talk about you all the time."
Yes. I said, "Man, I am so glad. So glad."
Here's my card. Catch the show. Yeah.
So glad you came over to check us out. We were actually there's the channel there, and when you're anchored fishing, you can't be anchored in the channel. Now, we didn't notice, but as we anchored outside of the channel, there's a buoy there that marks the channel. Our anchor would give away 4 or 5 inches at a time, and over an hour and a half's time, we drifted just inside that channel, which gave them a chance to come over and check us, our licenses, do you have any fish, do you have, your registration, just to make sure your safety equipment's up to date. Gave us the whole rundown.
Did they do a good job?
They did a phenomenal job, and not to mention, man, these guys were super nice. While they were giving Manny his ticket,
so he got a ticket? Did he? No, he didn't. Did he?
Yeah,
He did.
yeah, he got a ticket. So while he was getting his ticket,
Did they have to?
They gave him a warning.
Okay.
And this goes back to what I say. Manny had just updated a sticker on his boat, but he forgot. He left his registration in the truck, but he had his old registration, and he thought he had it. Blam, it was the old registration, so they gave him a warning.
Okay.
So that was it. Everything else checked out fine, and then we got a warning for being inside the buoy, which is an $80 fine if they want to push it.
Do these things stack up like on your driving record?
No, they don't. No, they do not.
So it's pretty much you get a ticket, you pay it.
You just get a ticket.
It's not like you got 3, now you can't take the boat out anymore.
Exactly.
Okay.
So while we were there, I was picking the officer's brain. I said, "Look, I have an outdoor show, and we get tons of questions." And I said, "I always say this, and I want you to tell me if I'm right." And I said, "I always tell people that the FWC rarely gives tickets. They're there to educate." He's, man, it was exactly. He goes that, you know what? You hit it on the head. He says, out of 600 stops, I might give away 1 ticket.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, he said every 100, or actually he said every 100 I might give a ticket. He said our job is to educate. He says, I'll show you. He says, now if you're blatantly and absolutely ignoring the law, he says you're getting a ticket from me.
Yeah. Good.
Because you've seen the sign, you've read it.
So, yeah.
Matter of fact, he just did there at Sebastian on those jetties. The guy hopped a rail and went out on the jetty, and then he's walking out there, and they see the game warden, the FWC, what we call the man, and he hops back. So the guy goes, "Look, was you over there?" He goes, "Oh, well, what over there?" He goes, "Well, I saw you."
Yeah.
There's a sign there.
Now you're just being a doofus.
Yeah, it was an $80 fine to hop that rail. So had the guy say, "Look, yeah, man, I just want who knows." The guy, the dude was super nice, absolutely super nice. Couldn't have met a nicer guy. And that's the encounters with the FWC that I've had. Now, if you've had bad encounters, then I don't know. You can't go into this hostile when you're wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just can't do it because you're wrong, and you're only going to make the situation worse. If it was cut and dry, they'd come in there. He could have gave us a ticket for no registration. Could have gave us a ticket for being inside the the buoy markers, and then could have went super extensively, and he didn't even ask for our fishing license. We were all fishing.
Oh, really?
Everybody had them, but he just ended it right there. So Sunday, we went out with our buddy Adam Phillips, and he invited me last week. He's been inviting me, fishing 1,000 times.
Does he live over there?
He lives in St. Cloud.
Okay.
And I took him fishing a few years back, and we were red fishing. And he's a live bait fisher. I got nothing against live bait fishing, but it's just not my thing, man.
Sure.
It really isn't. I'll do it. I don't mind. If you invite me fishing and you say, hey, I'm live bait fishing, I'm like, hell, I'm your guy. I'm in. I don't mind live bait fishing. But it's not something I would do on my own. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I took Hector with us.
Okay.
He said, hey, man, invite a homeboy. So I invited Hector, and off we went, and he took us to one of his favorite snook spots. Now, it's a spot that I fished many times. I just didn't go as far as he went to even pay attention if there was snook. A lot of tarpon. We had some big blow-ups. I hooked into a couple tarpon that just kind of came loose, on live bait. Or no, I was using artificial. When they're fishing live bait, I don't like throwing artificial. It's just
you got a point to prove, right?
Yeah, if I look depressed on the fishing boat, that's because I'm not able to fish. You know what I mean? So once you start, getting in and you're sight fishing for snook, you got to be real quiet. Artificial stops. You have to sight fish. You see the fish, you throw the live bait up there, and that's what we were doing. And you can see by the website that Hector got his largest snook ever. It's 31 and 3/4 inch snook.
Okay.
So it was a harvestable snook. So he did real good.
I've got a photo that we'll pull up here in a second.
So that was our Sunday, man, and then
Wow.
poof, I was out of there. I mean, the winds were bad coming out of there. I mean, you can look. Hector put up a video, and I think I reposted it. I shared it, reshared it. So it's a cool video. So Hector put one together. It was actually, it was a short day. We were out of there by 11:30.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, you didn't see it. I'll repost it.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't repost it where I thought I did.
Okay.
But it was a short day. We cast netted some mullet. I caught a giant stingray.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was dark, and
land him?
I'm throwing my artificial Ozuri, and then all of a sudden my rod just starts singing. Zzz. Dude, this stingray was 3 feet wide. I mean, it was just crazy. And I'm thinking I got this redfish of a lifetime or a snook, something awesome, and a stingray comes up, and it looks like that I just reeled it in and hooked him right in the snout. So, yeah, that was fun. That was fun. So,
Can you keep those?
oh, sure, you can keep them, and they're good eating. Okay. They're absolutely good eating when they're that big.
Is there a
A limit?
no season limit? Any of that?
Sure ain't. You can keep all the stingrays you want to keep.
Okay.
So yeah, there's no limit. Their flaps are, if you get the big ones, their flaps are about that big, and it's very good. It's like shark.
Is it okay?
If you like shark, you'll love stingray. It's really good. It's a real pain to clean, man. It is just, it's a tough fish to clean.
I wonder if you can just cook it like a pancake.
Yeah, that's eat a stingray sandwich. So that was my weekend, man. I mean, obviously I jumped into fishing and just fished my butt off, like I kind of like I always do. But the winds are just bad, man. This is crazy. We can't get offshore. We got mahi swimming by off the coast, and somehow we need to get out there to them. We need a bigger boat. You know what I'm saying? So
Some pictures that now these are in no certain order, but these were tagged onto the feed from you guys fishing this weekend.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I just wanted to.
Yeah,
put
I
these
saw
up
this
here.
one from Mike Mizzy.
Mike Mizzy.
Mike Mizzy.
He put one up there. We also had one from Alan.
Oh, Alan.
Butcher.
Oh, yeah. Alan was posted. Yeah, that dude, he killed a
That thing is just ginormous.
That looks like some Brazilian peacock right there. That's his biggest peacock.
That is ginormous.
Almost 8 pounds, he said. And it was a huge, huge fish. So absolutely awesome.
Then we got your.
And then there's Hollow Point HP with his fish. Dude, it was so good to see him catch that fish. You don't know how awesome it is. I mean, you probably do, but just to watch somebody catch their personal best, you know what I mean? To just catch this giant fish. It's just absolutely awesome. Good job, Hector. I can't tell you enough how. And there's Philip, or Adam Phillips. He's the guy that helped us out, put us on the fish. Awesome guy right there. I mean, that dude right there is the real deal. And I love Adam to death, man. So, but What you got there?
That's it.
Oh, okay.
That's all I saw posted. I like to just scrape your Facebook page. And it was a lot of scraping.
He had to really scrape.
Hey, I didn't see the video. I had to scrape that
I think he just put it up today.
Maybe that's
actually.
why. Okay.
Yeah, this morning or something. So, I mean, it was just up quick, but it's not a full video, and it was a great video. And he goes, dude, I'm not happy with it. And I said, yeah, it's a piece of crap, man. Take it down. It ain't good now. But it's a great shot.
That's great, yeah.
Great video. But it got windy, man. Even in the intercoastal, it got windy. But, I had some friends that went out to Mosquito Lagoon this weekend, and they were chasing fish. They filmed the giant schools of mullet and fish chasing these mullets, and they just couldn't put a fish in the boat.
Wow.
So, they had a heck of a time. So,
well, tell me about this monkey thing.
Okay, so there's a monkey loose in a pocket. This lady thought it was a raccoon.
I've not heard this. Just
and
so you know.
And it's a macaw. Oh my gosh, I had it right here in my head. But it's a pretty big monkey.
A pet.
No,
zoo?
It may have got some out. There's these monkeys are in. There's a lot in Ocala.
Yeah.
And they think that maybe this one kind of went out on its own, ventured it on its own to start its own little thing, or it kind of could have got away from someone.
Wow.
It's a pretty big monkey. I don't know. Someone tell me what kind of monkey that was. Texas hashtag is RR hashtag RROR. Starts with an M. But anyway, so, this monkey's loose, and this lady sees it on the porch and takes a picture of it. She thought it was a raccoon, and when she got up there, she saw it was a monkey.
Wow.
So obviously, they're trying to catch this monkey. So I, of course, reach out to which I knew the answer already, but I wanted to make sure because, eventually this is probably going to be a question on 104.1 when we get back on there. Can you shoot a monkey in the state of Florida? And the answer is yes. You can shoot a monkey in the state of Florida. If it's in a legal place to shoot. So if you're in the woods hunting squirrel and you see a monkey, you can shoot the monkey.
Really?
Yeah, you can. It is an invasive species. And we don't have monkeys naturally in the state of Florida.
That's crazy.
So yeah. So you can pop a monkey. So hey, monkey hunters. That's what I got to get a monkey mask and say, where you going? I'm going hunting monkey.
I'm going to pop a monkey.
I'm going to pop a monkey. So yeah, you can legally shoot a monkey. That question came into me.
Wow.
So that's the monkey story. A macaque. It's a macaque.
Macaque.
Yep, it's a macaque. Okay. And that's what it sounds like when you fire the rifle off at a monkey. It's a macaque.
Wow. Well, Rodney, do you feel like doing some top news? Let's do some top news.
Let's do some top news.
What's going on here?
I think I know what you're talking about tonight too.
Do you really?
I think so. Let's give it a shot.
Rodney, you always do. Let me pull some stuff up here.
Ooh, I like that. I like when you throw the badge, when you flash the badge.
The man, Rodney, the man.
The man.
All right, here we go. Gulf Greater Amberjack State Waters to close April 22. Do you know about this one?
Yes.
Lead me on, Rodney.
So basically, it's this. They didn't used to close the amberjacks like this before. So on April 22nd, they're going to close it. They're saying that the quota amount of fish, they have a quota each year. Now remember, even the amberjack is also fish on the commercial side. So once the commercial side reaches it, it'll shorten the season for, there's a lot of fishermen out there just, it's a catch-22. There's a lot of commercial fishermen out there. They depend on this. But, man, they're using the resources up faster and we can replenish them. And that's what the FWC and NOAA is trying to, Marine Fisheries trying to do. What is that balance? You know what I mean?
That's it, yeah.
We got to find that balance, and it's going to take years to figure out what it is. And right now, it's strictly, what's the word I'm looking for?
Lopsided?
Not sample. God, man, this thing's just blank today.
It's all good.
Trial and error.
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
Right now it's just trial and error. We don't know the right answer right now. But the minute it's out of, it's in season, poof, commercial fishermen out there are just eating it up. And, I quit. Hey, show's over. Thank you. My mama said 18. Bro, I just can't get it. So, yes, I'm sorry.
Well,
So-
this is consistent with the amberjack closure in Gulf federal waters that went into effect on March 24th. Both state and federal waters will reopen January 1st, 2018.
That's a long time,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, and like you said, these closures were put in place because NOAA Fisheries estimate that annual federal recreational quota was met. And the quota is the amount of fish that can be caught each year while maintaining a sustainable fishery.
So they're saying the recreational.
Well, in Gulf and state waters. So as of April 24th, it was Gulf state waters.
Yeah.
But now they're both closed.
You know what? If you're on the Gulf side right now and you reef fish, send me shoot me an email. Let me know if you even caught an amberjack this year so far. I'd be suffice to say that I don't know anybody that has, and I know some guys on that side that specifically fish for grouper and amberjack, and I find it hard. I haven't seen them post one fish of an amberjack.
Oh, really?
Not one picture, and it's just so I don't know. That's what I mean. Trial and error, man.
All right. FWC approves 78-day recreational red snapper season in the Gulf waters.
That's gonna be good. I wish it was on the Atlantic side. I mean, they're just catching so many snapper on the Atlantic side. It's just unbelievable. So
That's when I saw this. That's what I was hoping.
yeah, me too. When I saw the 78-day red snapper, it was,
And I wanted to put this up in writing because here we go again. It's kind of, you need your decoder ring to follow this, but it's open Saturdays and Sundays in May, starting the first Saturday in May.
Which happens to be, is it this Saturday? No. The next Saturday.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes, the next Saturday.
Yeah, open daily starting the Saturday before Memorial Day, which is the 27th, through Sunday.
I hate this. Give me some dates.
Following
You know what I mean?
Independence Day, July 9th. And then
And then?
it's open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays in September and October, plus Labor Day.
So you got to print this out, laminate it, and put it on the boat because you know what, FWC, I love you. You're doing a great thing, but this is malarkey. Shorten the season up and make it from here to here.
Yeah.
In my book.
Yeah,
But you know what?
I know.
They've obviously done some tests, and there's reasons they're doing this. And it's, you know what? God bless you. But this is why they don't give away tickets very often, Mike. Because
Well,
you
that's
"Wait
a valid
minute."
point.
I mean,
Yeah.
you said the second, third, fourth Saturday of the Sunday, and the second one after Memorial Day, providing I was fishing on Labor Day, and I was Independence Day. So this fish ain't legal.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just you just
We
want.
called FW Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly.
Commissioner Chuck Roberts says, we are once again able to provide and maintain fishing opportunities for Gulf recreational anglers and provide stakeholders with spring, summer, and fall fishing options for this economically important species.
So, to my fishermen out there, tell me how many cobia you've gotten this year so far. So, shoot us a text or something. Let's see if you've nailed the cobia. That's what the fishermen are saying. Look, let's shut the cobia season down.
Oh, really?
Matter of fact, there's no season. You just catch it. But, length and, let's just shut it down for a year or two. They just want to, shut it off for the state of Florida. Just about every fisherman that I talk to as far as cobia, because they're finding it harder and harder to find cobia.
Oh, really?
When we're finding all these other fish by the hundreds and thousands.
Yeah.
So they say they're listening, but I'm just not sure they are.
Okay.
It's just. But anyway.
What about this one?
Oh, yeah.
FWC is making it easier and more rewarding to remove the python.
They just cracked that out. Was it this morning that they cracked that out, or was it yesterday afternoon that I saw it? So now we get to go down there and hack at it again. So my goal is to not go down this coming weekend. You know what, Mike? If my fishing gets canceled this coming weekend,
Might be a good weekend to take to the.
I'm going to the Everglades. I'm going down to Trump and find. You know what? Let's just put that out there right now. I'm going down there to find some pythons.
Let's break it down a little bit because there's some interesting facts here, or the way they've done this. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, why don't I just say FWC, is launching new programs to encourage people to help remove non-native pythons from the Everglades ecosystems and surrounding areas. 2 new programs and an executive order will provide people with incentives and expanded opportunities to remove these invasive constrictors. Here we go. The Python Pickup Program.
Python Pickup Program.
Python Pickup Program is the new program designed to encourage the public to remove and report wild Burmese pythons by rewarding participants with valuable prizes. Right? So starting now,
So right now.
yeah, anyone can participate in the program. People who remove the pythons simply need to submit photographic evidence of the snake as well as the location from which it was removed. Anyone who submits this information receives a free Python Pickup t-shirt for submitting your first entry, and every submission received, you'll be entered into a monthly prize drawing and then a grand prize drawing. The grand prize is a lifetime sportsman's license, which is pretty cool.
That is awesome. Yeah.
And then at the bottom, I got some of the prizes there: snake hooks, custom engraved Yeti tumblers, Plano sportsman trunks, GoPros, Badlands backpacks. So they're having these monthly.
Yeah.
They want these things gone now.
They want to. They're popping up, man. These things are just. And there again, they've got to open up these areas. I mean, they've got to open up the areas that we're just not allowed to go.
And that's what they're doing, is it not? I mean, it's kind of the.
Well, they are, but the big cypress there that's still off limits, and I haven't seen anything that says they can stomp those areas, because you and I know that the signs that we saw down there is on road only, on trails only.
Right. It says as part of the program, people can submit pythons removed from any property in Florida where they have authorization to do so from the property owner.
The authorization.
Or the land manager.
Yes.
So,
which happens to be the FWC. So, I mean, it's a catch-22. So
22 public land areas.
Look at those public land areas.
Yeah, we should.
Pay attention.
This is a whole big deal, but if you go to the FWC website, you can see
Everglades National Park. In most places, you're not allowed off the trails. You're not allowed to stomp the woods and the water. So, the snake is essentially protected out there. So, I mean, man. I'd like to have one of those guys right here at the end of the table.
Right.
Let's look at the logic.
Let's do that.
Either make me a believer or I can make him a believer. One of us need to.
Earlier this month, the FWC also launched a Python contractor program, which pays participants for efforts for removing the pythons from the wild. FWC selected 22 contractors already experienced with catching pythons. They're paid an hourly wage for their efforts to remove the pythons, and they're also paid for each snake that they remove. So I thought that was interesting. People interested in training on how to identify and safely remove pythons can take place in a Python Patrol training. Just go to myfwc.com/Python.
We have a call coming in?
Oh, no, do we?
Are we ringing?
I'm not ringing. You ringing? Do you see some?
I see a call coming in.
Hold that thought.
Okay. No, go ahead.
Was it?
If you don't hear
Did we
it.
miss it? Call again if you called, caller. I stopped the music.
Okay, go ahead. So
we're waiting for this caller.
Yeah,
because it sounds exciting.
Okay, well, if it didn't come in here, if you didn't hear it, then it didn't come into the hotline. And if it comes in on my phone, then pretty much worthless.
We probably don't answer that on the air.
Get it. Yeah.
So there's some of your top stories for the weekend.
I think the python's a big deal, man. The python, the deal is a big deal.
What's the underlying story that they're not having much success getting rid of these things?
Paying the guys is, I mean, you can't. Man, they're here to stay. I mean, the fact is they're here to stay. They just need to keep them in check. We'd like to run these things to extinction, but we just don't have the abilities.
Is that not the fear, though? That they're not be able to put these things in check?
Well, I need to know what they consider in check. to keep the species down. I mean, what's happening is like I said, we have these, the Everglades National Park side that you're not allowed to get out into. These snakes are thriving perfectly fine out there, untouched, and can't be touched. So if we close off those areas to those, then we're protecting them.
Then what's the point?
Then
is there a reason? Underlying reason why they're not letting people in there is to protect other things.
It's to protect the Everglades.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact is, it's to protect the Everglades. They don't want swamp buggies and airboats. And airboats, your safest machine to be running in the Everglades. But they still make trails and they pound down weeds and they still have their environmental, dangers, even with the airboats. As a matter of fact, a lot of places they stopped allowing airboats. So
we're going to become the Amazon of the.
Oh yeah, it's the fact is they're here to stay, and if we can keep him in check in all the places we're allowed to put our feet,
At what point are they no longer invasive?
When they're completely gone.
No, I mean, at what point are they residents?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. That we just got to deal with these snakes, and who knows?
I guess when they've outlived several generations of us.
Which they're going to.
Yeah.
They're going to, unfortunately.
Oh, my goodness.
So they're here to stay, just like the snakehead is here to stay. I mean, the snakehead population, when we did the snakehead tournament is absolutely, thriving perfectly fine. I'm trying to see if...
Well, Rodney, we have two options.
Option away. Hit me.
Option one is we do some viewer mail, but if we do a viewer mail, we're not talking tech.
We're not talking tech. It's already 8:42.
Let's forego the viewer mail tonight.
Let's do it.
Someday we'll get a handle on this time management of 60 minutes.
Not a chance.
Which goes much crazy.
Okay, there we go.
I'll be right back. I got to take a personal phone call if you don't mind.
That's the call. Thank you for calling. Is this Hector?
Yeah, am I the lucky winner?
You're the lucky winner, dog. You just won. We got you a JB Wells here frog here. JD's Custom Baits. How you doing, my man?
What's up?
Hey,
What's up, Mike?
Hey, Hector, how you doing, man?
So we posted your picture of a fish. Job well done catching that snook, man.
Absolutely.
On your personal best.
Thank you, and I want to thank Captain Adam for taking us out.
Right on, man. So, Hector, we're talking tech tonight. So, throw me some tech stuff that you use on a daily basis that you think would be helpful.
Well, other than my phone, because I do a lot of pond hopping.
Right.
Phone is like, number one up there. But I mean, I got to thinking, and I was saying, like, the new technology with the braided line, it means a lot to me.
Okay.
I mean, I know you're talking about, like,
no, that's
electronics.
No, we're just talking tech, man. I mean, like you said, braided line has come a long way from monofilament. So now, I mean, we're pulling in thinner line, stronger.
Yeah, it's interesting. As I was wrapping my head around this thing is
go ahead.
The technology. I mean, everything every tool you touch, every fishing pole, unless you're fishing with a bamboo cane and rope still, technology's wrapped in there somewhere.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's interesting that how you do separate it. But I think for the sake of this conversation, we're just kind of throwing it out there, of things that are part of a valuable tool, an indispensable tool that you always have at your disposal.
So
what? And lures, the lures come a long way too.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Back in the days it was like mostly like soft plastic worms and like trick worms and stuff like that. But they came a long way
with 3D and colors and and things that. So you're talking braided line. Tell me what braided line that you're in love with right now.
Right now, ever since I tried out that Jade braid from Daiwa, it's a Japanese braid. I mean, you can get in academies for, I think it's $1 more than Power Pro.
Okay.
$1 or $2 more.
Right.
But it's awesome. Man, I love that line.
It looks smooth. You don't hear it winding through your guides. That's kind of nice.
And the thing, when I first bought it, I was like, it felt so thin. And I was like, I hope I don't break off, because you know how I get when I lose a big fish.
Oh, yeah. He throws his pole down and cries.
But I caught the 7.5 pounder with the hollow body and that braid, and I yanked that 7.5 pounder right out of the lily pad. And ever since then, I was like, I'm not going back to Power Pro. I like Power Pro. Don't get me wrong, but Power Pro seems to wear out faster than most braided line for me, in my opinion.
Right. No, I agree. It frays quicker. Yeah. No, I agree. An abrasion on a Power Pro is a sure break. I mean, it's inevitable.
Wow.
So, I've fished with the XPS Bass Pro line. It's kind of like the line that you're using, the J braid, and it's a very soft. A little thinner, and like you, I was a little bit worried. It took me a little getting used to actually casting it because I wasn't used to a smooth line like that on my bait caster. Now I've got it down pat, and I'm very happy with it as well. So, but I want to try that J braid that you got. I mean, I've seen you fish with it, and I'm certainly happy.
I get you a pack if you want.
I do, especially if it's expensive.
As a matter of fact, I just got me the new reel. I had to exchange it because it had the old one had a big giant grinding noise, and I took it apart, cleaned it. I mean, it looked brand new.
Good.
And it's still making that grinding noise. I just couldn't figure out what was going on, so I just exchanged it. So I need to put new braid. I need new braid. So I'm gonna hook you up with some.
Now, did you turn it in with your old braid on it? I mean, did you just let them have that?
No.
Okay.
No, I took it out.
Okay.
But I want to put new braid on a new reel.
Gotcha. I got you, man. I'm with you.
I got OCD.
Yeah, I got you. He does. All right, my brother. Well, appreciate your call, my man.
Yeah, no problem. I'll see you Thursday.
Right on, brother. You will.
Hector, congratulations, man. Good looking fish.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right,
See you, Mike.
See you, bud.
Bye.
So yeah, I mean, braided line is right in that line of technology we're talking about. I mean, doesn't have to be electronics.
No, it doesn't. But again, if you to corral a conversation, because I was thinking there's kind of three. When I think technology. There's like I say, the technology that's weaved in there, the clothes you're wearing.
Yeah.
They're now more breathable, and the insect repel, and the sweat absorb, to everything, to boats, the manufacturing techniques, the materials they're made out of, the way there's all this is years of technology that makes everything we do better, including down to the line we use. And
absolutely.
Hector mentioned the lures and stuff. So that's one category. Then the other category is, which I would like to do a show on sooner or later, is just kind of the gadgets. The
gadgets, yes.
The things that the things that come and go, and the things that are maybe a little more novelty, and lures with vibrators in them and flashing lights, and but.
I got some.
I mean, some might be passes in the night, but some of them might be like the ring cutters. I think falls in that category.
Absolutely.
Although technology allows us to make
I'm doing all this banging.
Are you cleaning your drawers over there? You're arranging.
Well, I was going to flip this lid open, but I didn't want to shut the show down with a hit.
I appreciate that. I do enough of that on my own without your help.
No, exactly
but
right.
So those type of things. But I'd love to do a show just on tech gadgets.
Yeah.
The things that we can maybe try a few of them out for size.
Yeah.
And, but obviously ring cutters, that type of things that are valuable, maybe not so valuable, things that fall in that category. But for the sake of this conversation, I think more of tech as actual technology.
Yeah.
And I think probably number one of the ones that Hector mentioned was your phone, which is inclusive of a lot of stuff, and maybe most primarily your GPS.
GPS, your apps. The GPS, like when you're talking Google Maps, or you're just talking, I've got a GPS app that gives me my GPS coordinates at all times. It tracks me at all times. When I'm out in the woods, it'll find the GPS satellites and run off of that. But Google Maps, I would say, is probably one of your most important. It allows you to find access to lakes, boat ramps, without Googling where's the nearest boat ramp or something like that. Now, there's a boat ramp app that'll tell you where all the public boat ramps are. So, I mean, there's an app for that. But
even at an elementary, when we were out, I think it was when we were scouting for gators on the lake one time, to be able to pull up the map, get a satellite view and go, okay, what's just on the other side of this berm?
That grass, exactly right.
What's on the other side? And you can just pull it up and get a visual satellite view.
Even at nighttime.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Which is spectacular.
That is probably one of my most used technology that I'd have to say right now, because I've been on a set of trees and just pull up the Google Maps for fishing spots, and there'd be a pond on the other side of the trees of where I'm parked.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, then let me trek through these woods and see what we got. And sure enough, there's a pond there.
You found all kinds of adventures.
Yeah, and
doing
then you look for your access points. So I see you got a thing up here called Outdoor Tech. You got some pictures or some stuff?
Yeah, I got some more, but I mean, let's continue.
Yeah.
That's just more. I wanted.
Okay.
I like the picture of the deer.
I got you. That's a cool picture.
That deer. He's got actually GPS built into his antlers. So I thought that was kind of cool.
If you would give me his location this hunting season, that'd be awesome. So let me show you the tool.
Yeah, let's dig into your tech tool. Oh, this is the one you're doing the rectoscope. Is that what you call it?
Well, it's not really called that.
Oh.
But this is a borescope. So basically what this does is it looks through, like, let's say you're in a house and you just kind of want to look through a hole down your drain or something of that nature. You can actually look on this camera and I don't know what screen we got going up here.
Oh, here. I'll give you a screen.
Give me that screen, and maybe you hold it up to the screen, the camera, and we can see. There you go. We can see behind us. Just like this right here. Wow, we can see the top of my head right there. Boop, and then over here. So what I did is I've had this for some time, and I thought, man, with these ponds low, I wonder if I can, if I catch a decent-sized bass, if I can get this camera just right straight into his stomach, because their throats are huge, and, it goes right into their stomach.
Sure, doesn't take much.
Yeah, there's no long esophagus to go through. It's just mouth, stomach. So I started taking my camera out to see what these fish are eating. And what I'm finding is there's a lot of parasites in a lot of fish, but they're just not eating a lot. I mean, I had minnows in a few. I had a little turtle in one. This is allowing me to step on the scientific side.
Well, that's an interesting, because I love that. That's what I would call a hack.
Yeah. Okay.
I love hacks, which
Gotcha.
is basically using something for another purpose of which it was intended.
Yeah.
So that's a great hack for a what'd you call it?
It's a borescope.
A borescope.
Yeah.
I think you could probably remove your own gallbladder with that, though.
You could probably look at your elbows with this thing if you wanted to. I wouldn't recommend it.
Termites. I mean, what is it?
Yeah, it's basically that's what it's for. You go through, like, if you say, man, I think I got a leak in the wall, and I've found many leaks in the wall with this thing. You just put a little hole. You put the camera in there,
Sure.
and you see water dripping or spraying or something,
Okay.
and then you take it out, patch the hole with a little bit of drywall mud, and paint it, and you're done.
Leave it to Rodney. I'm going to stick this down a fish.
I'm gonna stick. I thought. I was a home inspector for years, and I thought, man, I haven't pulled this camera out in years. Let me put a battery in to see if it works, and then poof, I can shove it down a fish, and
That's a good hack.
and then look at what they're eating.
Yeah.
And it's for my own knowledge. It's
Sure.
strictly for what are they eating in these ponds, because we got low water levels, and I wanted to see what's going on. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So,
So what do we got? We got your. I mean, I guess a phone falls in, but we're not really interested in the phone per se. We're interested in the.
what would you say the number one technology being used in fishing today would be?
I would say. Well, now again, are we talking?
What electronics? Let's stick to the electronics.
Are we talking fishing? Or are we talking hunting or just outdoors? In general? Okay.
Yeah.
I would say GPS.
Okay.
I mean, if just broadly speaking, because every deep sea fishing offshore boat's got a GPS.
Yep.
Markers spots. Hunters
Sonar, yep.
Hunters use it.
Yep.
I mean, and then there's also the depth finders.
Right.
But to answer your question, and I won't go too far ahead, is I would say a GPS is probably a key.
And I would say a GoPro. I mean, yeah, I think GPS would come in the number one category.
Well, because also you're talking Google Maps. I think that's a really close second cousin to a GPS.
Absolutely.
I mean, because without GPS, that means nothing to you.
Right, exactly right.
It could, but I mean,
Yeah.
you could have a.
So, yeah, you
Paper
would have
map.
something of that nature on you at all times. Yeah, I would say the GPS because like we said, every offshore fisherman has it. Just about every bass fisherman that has a bass boat has it. I've got one on my John boat, and I can mark
and
deep
that's
spots and deep holes.
because everybody's got one now in their pocket for the most part.
Right.
And you use them, like you say, on your canoe, hikers, all the way up to cruise ships and any kind of deep sea fishing vessels got GPS on it. So it spans the whole range.
I'd say that's the number one technology right now that everybody's using across the board.
Should I put that in the number one spot, Rodney?
I would. Why not?
GPS. Ladies and gentlemen, want to weigh in? You can call us 262-345-7763. We're just getting rolling here. What else you got? What about depth finders?
Well, that would, if you're fishing out of a boat, then your GPS is going to have a depth finder on it. So that's going to be a 1-2 combo.
Well, obviously it's tech, but is it a popular tech?
It is a popular tech, and here's why. Like on my John boat, I have the GPS, Lowrance, depth finder, sonar, the whole spiel. And the reason is when you find those spots, be it a lake, be it off the ocean, you find those deep holes, those deep cavities, right now is when it's going to come into play because you have these fish in these low water conditions pushing to those deep spots to keep their oxygen level in the water cool. And all the bait is going to push down to those locations as well. And that's where those GPS spots, you're going to find your hole, you're going to hit mark waypoint, poof, right here, deep hole, blam. You can go to that spot on the lake every single time within a couple feet and find your spot. So, yeah, I would say the depth finder.
Well, I think the other thing that technology allows is to be flexible with the changing the dynamic of the outdoors, the weather, the tides. And a GPS or depth finders, those things allow you to move and shuck and jive with the changing world around you.
That's exactly right.
Todd says a phone with Google Earth and maps to find new ponds to fish.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you ask any guy fishing on foot, and that's going to be the number one deal. I mean, there's just no doubt in my mind.
What else you got?
So I think GoPros would fall in that category.
Yeah, let's talk GoPros.
So
why did you mention GoPros?
Well, because everyone has one on their boat now. They want to document them catching fish. They want to document the fish that got away. They want to document YouTube channels. You got a lot of YouTubers out there, and they're called YouTubers.
Now, what are we classifying? If we're going to say, hey, we're going to come up with the top 5 outdoor tech items
that's going to help you in the outdoors. GoPro is not going to be one.
Well, I mean, I agree. A GoPro falls in the category. I had it on my list.
Right. I'll tell you what's probably in that line is a game cam.
A trail cam type
thing?
Trail cam
type thing. That's going to be, it's going to be every hunter's number one tool because they're so inexpensive right now. I mean, heck, you can get one for $30-$40 and it'll snap a picture every time something walks by. So your trail cams are going to be your hunter's number one tool.
Allowing you to what?
Allowing you to see what comes. It's going to allow you to document a couple things. What time are the animals pushing through? Are they pushing through a consistent time? Is it 6 o'clock every morning? Is it 5:30 every morning? Is it 4 in the afternoon?
Sure.
When is that optimal time? And it's going to tell you what you got walking out there. Is it a giant buck? Is it a small buck? Is this spot worth hunting? I'm only seeing this one little spike. Yeah. Let's move the camera. Let's move the areas to a different part of the trail.
Is it Nick Huckabee taking a leak in the night?
Is it Nick Huckabee sneaking up in the bush?
Dang it, Nick.
And leaving droppings. You know what I mean? That's that kind of thing. So, and if you Google or you get on YouTube and you look at trail cam videos, man, they've caught some amazing things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, trail cams definitely. Is it? See, I wrote down a couple notes here. I think these technological tools we're talking about become indispensable. They add value and convenience.
Absolutely.
They help produce better results and elevate your overall experience.
Yeah. Dude, you should.
Thanks.
Yeah, that needs to be on
a
T-shirt.
Don't you think that is kind of?
Oh, absolutely.
So I think the GPS, depth finders.
Yes.
Trail cams can.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think that could be in the run. Well, what else you got? What's another one?
So in that.
Last week you had your temperature gun. Do you have that with you this week?
No, I when I had it in my pocket, I took it out.
See, that's what. Now is that another hack?
Well, that would probably fall in the hack because.
But they make them for fishing.
Okay. Your depth finders are going to have a temperature. I mean, they're they're going to tell you what the temperature. Temperature makes all the difference in the world in every aspect. Be you outdoors, if it's hiking, if it's hunting, if it's fishing, temperature makes all the difference.
But what's interesting is you had that again from your home inspection days. Am I right?
Absolutely.
For checking air conditioning output.
That's exactly right.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, and when I fish a pond, first thing I do is I pull that out. It's in my fishing bag, and I hit the temperature of the lake. I want to see what the surface temperature is. It just gives me the surface temperature, which makes all the difference in the world. Because if that surface temperature is 85 degrees, they're going to be they're probably not going to be in that shallow water. They're going to be a little bit deeper. So that allows you to push, grab the bait that allows you to push it a little bit farther offshore. So and those things are $19 now. When I was buying them for $80, $90, $100, because it was technology back in the day. Now they're you can get it for $19, $20.
Yeah, and you know what one I think falls in? I don't think it falls into the category we're talking about. I think it falls more into like clothing and stuff, but sunglasses.
Oh,
you want to talk about the technology and sunglasses?
Yeah, actually,
and they I think they fit all that criteria I just said, but it's not really a there's no circuit boards in it.
Exactly. But they've come a long way, and the reason
I am keeping you up way past you.
But we got a question earlier. Is Rodney? What's a great polarized glasses? Polarized is the key. That's where the technology is at in glasses is the polarization.
Sure.
What polarization is better in what glass? And I think a lot of effect is the plastic of which they use, how clear it is you can see. Because if you're using a $10 or $15 pair of polarized glasses, you really don't understand how important it is until you put a $200 pair on and see how much clearer you can see.
I understand, but I must do my diligence in corralling you. Back to the topic.
Okay, so yes,
we could do a whole show on sunglasses.
I know, man. This is just
okay. So sunglasses. What about scopes? Gun scopes, optics, infrared scopes, night scopes.
That's your next. Now, while that technology is perfect, now we're allowed to hunt hogs at night, and we can use those infrared and the heat seeking. I mean, it's just now that's allowed. Now it's available to the public. It's expensive, but it's worth having. Heck, you can get it on your camera now. You can get it on your iPhone. So, and that iPhone can go on your rifle.
Interesting. Is a scope a critical arsenal? Is that one of these top 10 even?
It would definitely be in the top 10. Optics for a rifle would be definitely in the top 10.
Because that definitely gets in. That's heavy tech. I mean, that's actual.
It is.
That's not just made out of carbon material. I mean, there's actually technology that's working.
Yeah, you're marrying your optics to the rifle that you're shooting, and technology would obviously flow into your rifle and then your archery. And we got some Kansas calling up in here. I got a feeling I know who this is. So thank you for calling Rodney Rogers Outdoors.
Hey, this is Ryan.
Okay, this is our tech guru right here. This guy's got more.
He's called at the right time.
He called just in time, my brother. So talk to us, Ryan. How are you, brother?
One of the things that I have found that is the handiest is Onyx Maps. It's a software program or an app for your phone.
Okay.
But it'll tell you who owns the property,
wow.
the property boundary lines, and now they have it for the iPhone where you can download the maps to your phone, so when you get to the places where you don't have service, you can still have access to your GPS maps and everything.
Wow.
Unlike for me, Google Maps and stuff like that, you go to the mountains, you ain't got no cell service.
Exactly.
Your phone don't work on GPS, and it's a monthly or a yearly subscription fee.
Okay.
But like going to Colorado or anything, it'll tell you who owns the property. It'll give you their phone number, whether it's BLM or, national park or whatever. And that's the first thing is staying safe and legal.
Man, Ryan, you hit it right on the nose. Absolutely right on the nose. So what's that app called again, Ryan?
Onyx Maps. It's ONX MAPS. OnyxMaps.com.
Right
and
on.
You can buy whatever. You can buy the whole United States if you want to. It updates every year, but you pick what state that you want to buy it in. Like if you want Florida, you pick Florida. If you want Kansas, you pick Kansas or Colorado or whatever. Wow. I think they have a multi-state product you can get.
Right.
I've got it for, I think it's $19 a year or $29 a year for the iPhone, and then I think it's maybe $59 for my Garmin GPS, which it's an actual chip and it gives me the whole state of Kansas if you buy the chip.
Wow.
But on the phone, you can go in and just download just the section, or you could download the whole state if you want. But if there's a main section that you hunt or fish or whatever,
Wow.
and it is 4K. I mean, it's better than Google Maps or Google Earth.
Wow.
It actually has better satellite coverage of what you're looking at.
Well, Ryan, I thank you for that bit of information, my man.
That's great.
You probably just sold 10 million copies right there. We got at least 10 million listeners.
Well, and he said something else about that criteria. I think also the safe and legal.
Yeah.
Those almost move to the top of the list.
Absolutely.
You know, if technology
Yeah.
can help you stay safe and legal, that trumps, I think, some of the other things.
Absolutely. Ryan, thank you so much. How's Mama doing? How's the new baby coming?
Looking at the middle of June, and it should be here. So
Congratulations, my
excited.
man.
Appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for
Yep.
calling, Ryan. I appreciate it, brother.
All right, appreciate it. You guys have a good night.
All right,
Thanks.
buddy. You too.
Thanks, Ryan.
Man, that's so. I'm going to download that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I made
get
note
that.
on X Maps.
Yeah. So
Yeah, safe and legal. What about drones, Rodney?
you know what, Mike?
Now, I mean, it's a different.
Yeah,
this gets into our wheelhouse of things we enjoy.
Right.
But you see people tracking redfish and
Fishing with them, looking at redfish. Yeah, you looking at they're flying it off the boat to look at the surrounding areas.
that's the epitome of technology.
Man, you don't even know. And you know what? You could do it for hunting as well. You could literally scout from a drone, look for open areas.
Yeah.
You can find, if you went up, 1,000 feet, you can see if there's turkeys in your area. I mean, yeah, there's.
I'll admit it's probably still at the novelty stage because the purists
Yeah,
are going to shoot that thing.
right down out of the
Quicker
ground.
than
Yeah,
it-
it's just,
What about flashlights?
flashlight? Yes, flashlight would definitely be. I would say in the 4 or 5 category.
Probably right.
Yeah,
I mean, a
that-
good
that's
flashlight,
important.
no matter
Good,
what you're doing.
durable, waterproof, bright. Bright is the key with the new LED technology. Your batteries last 5 times longer, and they make better batteries now. So I mean, there's just so many good things. for
And that
flashlights
really
now.
should be a good flashlight for anybody.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, for hikers, campers, fishing.
Yeah. I mean, that's imperative to everyone in the outdoors. Because if you're a fisherman, you're out there early. You're a hunter, you're the same way. So yeah, definitely in the top 5.
Let me show you a couple things here I found.
Okay.
Just talking technologies, but these kind of fell into the category with a wind detector, a small
Right.
handheld device that detects the direction of wind using advanced technology.
You know what? It's funny you say that because during the inspection phase, I used to have a little barometer.
Really?
And it told me wind speed and humidity and the whole, and I used it for hunting.
Really?
I did, absolutely, dude. That's actually ingenious. I like it.
So we need to do a show on a contractor's 5 top things he can use for fishing
His
or hunting in the
tools, yeah.
in the outdoors. Here's one more. Ozonics. You seen this?
No, what is this?
Read that.
A powerful senses of wild animals make them notice, our smell from a distance to avoid coming our way. However, this can be solved by using an ozonic device that changes the oxygen molecules into ozone molecules. So this basically takes your scent, changes it when it's around you, and basically kills your scent.
Kind of cool, right?
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I just thought these were kind of some.
Better have your own property because that looks like a lot of equipment to haul in there.
You don't want to come back the next day and find that thing gone.
Yeah, your ozonics machine has been captured.
A little expensive.
But it's neat technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's interesting when you start thinking. I mean, water purifying straws. I mean, some of these are the type of things I sit there and I love reading,
Yeah.
fantasizing about where we're going with this stuff.
We call that the rabbit hole. I mean, we could literally,
Because you really have to. Yeah, it is.
yeah.
Because technology kind of encompasses even the chemical, composite materials and
Oh,
the
yes. My
chemistry
gosh.
of the whole thing.
Yep.
Breathable clothing and mosquito repellents, and you got devices now. When we went camping, we hung these things in our tent that put AA batteries on it, and it does something. And
Yeah, absolutely.
Drives
yeah,
away
just
the
a
skeeters.
oh my God, dude. Yeah, so it's just like you said. We're barely barely scraping the surface.
too broad of a stroke.
Yeah, we need 5 hours. for that.
So next time we're just narrowing it down to contractor tools.
Hammers and knives.
I do love the hacks, though.
Yeah.
I love
Oh yeah,
hacks.
absolutely. The hacks are
I
basically
love just open up YouTube and typing in the word hack.
using the what you have at hand.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a
my
perfect
do-it-yourself
example of a hack.
colonoscopy kit. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I was just curious what these fish are eating. I wanted to see, so poof, here we got it. So there you have it, Mike. We're out of time again, ain't we?
Yeah. So I'll put something up. We need to put at least the top 5.
Okay.
What about a Yeti cooler? There's
You
technology,
know what?
right?
I was going to bring up the Yeti cooler. You know, the new coolers that are out now. You know, with your ice, campers can use the ice longer. Put the stuff in there like a refrigerator. So yeah, absolutely, man. The coolers are definitely. I would say that's in the top 5. I mean, we probably already got 5 things in the top 5, but I mean, I'd say your GPS, your sonar, your flashlight, your cooler, and your what else I got there?
Your rectoscope.
Your rectomometer. No, there was something else we had there, but I mean, those are definitely some tools that you'd walk out first.
Yeah, think about it. Post something on Facebook, even tomorrow or something.
Oh gosh, yes. Yeah.
Hit us up. We'll put the top 5 and just to generate some thoughts. But be thinking, I'd love to do another show, like you say, on tech gadgets, technology. I mean, and just we have to keep it narrow, but let's spread
Point
out
it
a
in
different
a
direction.
Yeah, absolutely.
'Cause
I agree.
we can just do outdoor hacks. I want to just do an outdoor hack show. That'd be fun.
Cool. That'd be cool. Yeah, we could bring in some stuff and just hack it.
So what do you got going on, Ronnie? You've got more trips coming up?
So we got trips coming up this weekend. We got 2 offshore trips, one Saturday, one Sunday. It's not looking good for the wind, man. And I'm going to have to email these boys and say, what are you looking to deal with? If the captain's willing, are you willing kind of thing to get these trips. If we can get out there past, in a little bit of a calm area, then we can get some fish.
Yeah.
The mahi are running. They're gaffing them. This is that time. But we just got to be able to get out there, and this wind is absolutely killing us. Beautiful weather, crappy wind. Wind makes big waves. Big waves makes boats sink. Yeah. So nobody wants that. So that's what we got planned. If I don't go offshore, I will be going to South Florida. Because next weekend, I'm going to Swanee and Tallahassee, and guess who I'm having lunch with while I'm in Tallahassee?
Mr. Bob?
Nope, Mr. Tony Young himself.
Oh, really?
Yep, so I'm going to go up there and hang out with him.
Tallahassee, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
cool.
Yeah,
Bob's in Louisiana.
Yeah.
So, New Orleans. He's in New Orleans.
So how cool is that, right?
So when that's who I asked about the monkey today.
Okay.
I said, hey, dude, if I see a monkey in Florida, can I shoot it? He goes, yes. There you heard it, straight from the hunter man himself with the FWC. So,
all right, Rodney. Well, man, we're running late, running early. I don't know, but we're running.
Let's run. All right, guys. So check us out on every social media platform. Do us a favor. Give us a subscription on YouTube. Tell your friends. Have your friends tell your friends. And Mike, I just want to tell you real quick.
Tell me.
Sitting at the restaurant the other day, having a beer and a little bit to eat. Guy says, walked by with his dog and looks at me and goes, I know you. I watch your show. You're Rodney Rogers Outdoors. My dad's in here. He's got to meet you. So we sat there. We had dinner. We talked. What a great family, man. What a great family. He's moving to New York. He is watching our show, dude. Have a safe trip to New York.
Great.
And I hope everything turns out well for you. And I'm going to be contacting your dad. I want to hunt and fish with this guy.
Fantastic.
So anyway, as my mama said 18 million times, and I pray I get to say it half as much, I love you, Mom. You kids get outside and stay.